Thanks for having me. My name's Stephen Keating, and I'm speaking today on patient data access and why it's really important for not only patients to be able to access their data, but to have tools and be able to use it in the way they want to, and their choice to share it if they want to.
Okay, but now, what is your story?
Well, it's a long story, so I'm going to try to keep it to 30 seconds, but basically data found from a research scan that I had access to helped me find a brain tumor in my own head. And so you can actually see, here's a 3D print of my skull, and the tumor is actually quite large. And I found that having data helped me make my medical decisions, and it was very surprising how hard it was to even get the data. For example, in the US, we have the clinical right to access the data, but for example, it's hard to do through a website, and it came in 30 CDs. And then patients have no tools to use the data. And for example, I wanted to access research results from genetic sequencing of my tumor, but I wasn't allowed because I was the patient, and I'm not a researcher. And I had to actually get into med school, become a researcher in medicine to get access to a little chunk of my own brain to do my own pathology slides and chemistry work on it. And so I'm talking about the importance of access to data, not only for the patient, but also for the supporters of the patient and the whole scientific research community if we can share that data more easily.
Okay, just one more question. How did it make you feel when you noticed it?
Well, it was an interesting notion, for sure. It's very hard to describe, but when you have something come up like that, it puts everything in perspective. If you're worried right now about your homework, or if you're worried right now about random things at your work, or maybe small issues in your personal life, put it all in perspective. Basically, from my perspective, out of nowhere, I had a tennis ball-sized brain tumor, and then in 3 weeks' time, they were going to cut it out. And there was a very high chance that I would not be the same, that I might not make it out, and that just puts everything in perspective. And it makes, in some ways, there's not that many benefits of having a brain tumor. You can use it as an excuse if you forget someone's name. You just say, well, they must have cut that part out. But it put it all in perspective, because not that much stresses me out anymore, because you have to realize that moment makes you realize what's important in your life. So there's that benefit as well.
So it's a silver lining, actually.
There's a small silver lining, yeah. There's a silver lining to everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.